It's amazing what we're coming into. It's all calculated in how we see ourselves and all direct location to its settings. It's all direct signal to modification to a system. So it's amazing how we see ourselves, more levels of our system to all levels and calculations. Our minds are expanding beyond belief. And that belief line set location is coming into trust. Trust in the system well enough to know exactly the expansion of the revolution to the evolution of our application system sets us free from the mind inline setting of sovereignty. When you're home, you're home. Okay? You're in your alignment. You don't need to get there. You're already there. You don't need to go anywhere. You're already home. So in that position location, this opens all levels of you in division, right? So you just more levels are coming into expansion, expansion, expansion. Your broad bandwidth in your high calculation line settings puts position to its location to your holographic sin location settings. Isn't that amazing how we come into that set locations? Patience is a virtue. Perseverance is never give up. But what does that mean in all set location system to what's happening to your settings? Coming into your heart convergence of set locations, understanding how to use the brain adaptation location sets you free from all modification, the set location line settings. So we're coming to a very powerful time. You're reconstructing your design. It's already set up position location system. You've already done this line connectivity center interference. You're waking up from the first time sequence, but you're coming in modification for the second time through the avatar sequence, which is direct set location holographic sin. The higher self is position locations and all line setting to its academy of its high school. This is modification of your center location of your soul, direct line condition moderation line interference into your earth perceptions, how to get into moderation. Moderating communication. Calculation modify high center position and track lines to your earth perception sequence in direct signal. Your modification line settings into your avatar is GOD, the geometric operation of design. Now that puts all calculated high interference of your heart at converge location setting, putting you back in your system into structure of its own design location of its blueprints. But wait, there's a line setting location to its sin that basically mind navigates everything to your space academy of its structure, of its surroundings, as set locations. So there's a reason why you have high school, college, and university, right? Everything's coming into play now, right? So now is for you to understand how to get into the line set location system. You don't have to accept where you are. You're already there. You don't have to understand anything because you're already there. You don't have to get confused because you're already there. You don't have to understand how do we get into enlightenment because you're already there. When you're home, you're home. So when you come back to the prodigal son, everything starts making sense of its reality. And that puts position locations to your dualities, into your dichotomies, separating this, separating that, bringing this, bringing that, putting this together, putting that together, opening up all levels of you, a process coming back into you, to yin and yang. The process line settings, the balance of the correlated setting is 50% over line positions of pi. 50-50 over position location line direction settings of operation service locations to a system of enlightenment location of settings and all track communication to a system. Okay? So when you come to me in line interference, you ask me, where are you? You're home. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you don't have to worry about yourself anymore. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about that because you're protected. And when you're protected, line and position locations, everything comes into the mind. So when you come into the mind, you understand, oh my gosh, I understand the expansion line communication, electron line interference, and triangulation, reset position, probe location, holograph line connection. Oh, where did that come from? Let me think. I'm at Space Academy, high position locations. I just went to facility line position track lines. I went in the quantum center, went in the conference room location setting, went to location center, location line, position attraction. Now I feel more levels of all levels of activation. So in that position locations, everything becomes more real to your satellite condition setting. So the more you volume yourself through your high school, through your college and your university location system, you come into levels of more levels of you in the mind. And the mind sets you free from everything and it affects everything to your earth, which is your realities. See, the earth line rotation changes into a translucent line setting. The position to your avatar changes location to its formation to its GOT setting. Calculation to the sin changes all line center interference and position to its future setting. Okay? So, yes, it is. It's a beautiful place to be. All right, so in that position locations, you guys have channel streamlines. Now, in that direct signal locations, we're going to go through all calculated modification line interference, position on track lines. Now, inline rotations, inline rotation interference is all levels of clock lines, same location of dimensional door settings, 2 track communication node settings. Set position all levels of Fibonacci line swirls, direct to signal locations of panels, direct line position location up in sequence, high position location all levels. Dimensional door lines are locked in line sequence location, high center interference of 2 position of measure. Streamline correlation sending directions, direct lines of panel communication lines and 1 position of track lines. Indirect locations on 1 line center of the sun, indirect locations of the moon. Moon sets lines of communication setting, direct signals. Constant modification, line triangulation, line interference, and position of travel settings. Okay, in that system line interference, we change the correlation setting to alpha line, delta, communications of theta, theta line interference at 3 set location of sets. Direct line position locations, all levels. Triangulation line set location high setting. Ground lines operation and magnetic highway information force line position of travels. Direct and high position location setting directions. Calculation line set interference and direct location of all levels. Triangulation high position operation. Done by equation. All right. So everything I'm doing is already set position. But just send a correlation setting here comes in a holographic line set location, string locations, indirect significance operation. Look at that. Boom. See the grid line, rotation surface, triangulation high center interference, position location high system, ground lines, operation line calculation high position. Okay, it's all set up. All right, so dimensional door lines, if placebo, and line rotations is 1 line string. Direct line set location of 3 lines, send position, off position, calculation setting. Direct lines of dimensional door lines, 1 position locations, 2 division location of 3 set locations. Right? Center communication lines of bracket line, position location operation. Center position locations, 1 lines of pi, indirect signal, right? 3 door line signals. Line calculated high interference, 3, 6, line condition 9 set locations. So we get a 30 line setting, 30 line track x 2000 line rotation, inline position location 1000 line rotation, surface position of track communication setting, 30 million line rotation light years, calculated high interference, 6 over pi line condition 90 million line interference, changes communication line interference 144, track communication line direct same location 244072, 144 track communication line direct high interference, faculty, rebellion, alliance, calculate high center communication setting. Congratulations. You know, 1 in track lines, high position location operation line, sending opposition to its operation surface locations at 144, light years away in position of traction. Done by equation. It's all set up. So, understanding the light years and understanding your provision location is understanding where you are in the track location of the mind. The cerebral cortex line that their cerebral line set location setting and positions. All right, so line positioning. Set your calculation lines of the cerebral hold setting. Now the open sequence position of panels puts position location of graph line setting locations. Okay, optical line setting location setting. Direct line calculation high center interference, box line calculation, triangulation reset. Position of triangulation reset location, high position location operation location of box line rotation surface. Okay, that's where it gets interesting. Now you guys are on 145 line setting. Now it's open through official line strings. 1 position, 2 position, 3, 4, and 5 set locations. Okay. Signify line interference. Sun comes in, or rotation surface, triangulation resets, direct signals and position location. Now, and once we understand the line calculation line interference, we set the lines of 0, set position location of 0, set position location of 0, 0, 0, 0. Line condition of 4 lines, 3 line position location of 7, line position of 8 instead of position of operation. Now, in that calculation line interference, the box line change in line center interference, board you see a higher position of track lines, jump scars, screen location, system line position of travel lines, sun comes in line rotation, sending track lines in the opposite, the high center interference, forcing communication and future adaptation line interference to travel. Okay, that by equation. Okay, fasting communications triangulations. Now, triangulation resets. Triangulation line interference, that's position of 8, a position location of 9, line set location of 10. 11 line signal, position locations of box lines of 12. 12 signal line is 13. Platitude line interference into 14 channel streams, line set location of 15. 15 line set location of 1 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines, high set location system. Bracket communication of 5, 5, 5, set lines of 3, 5, 5, 5, sets lines of 2. Back line centers of 5, communication setting, direct set location, triangulation, reset, position program. Okay, in that positional levels, we teach a 5 center line interference, track lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, and 5 set locations, all through 5. Now that directs high center location and coloration line streams and set position travel communication setting directions. Directing lines of console communications, directing line calculation, triangulation, reset position of program location of settings, and direct high setting. Putting position location of levels, open all calculation of the moon lines at server location setting, yin and yang. Process correlation setting, dimensional lines, set position location operation, server location, triangulation, high server location, all that's at a position operation. Done by equation. All right, that's set up. That's going to travel out. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm doing triangulation, reset location, affinity lines. Now, it gets more interesting when you understand more levels of how to use the navigation line set location your sim. So the sim line set system. You can like calculations of box line triangulation, high center interference, masculine and feminine line rotation, and position of track lines. So congratulations, team. You have your masculine and feminine line position of track line communications and yin yang process position of traction. So in that direct signal, it's knowing how to use your sim now through navigations, corridors, and hologram stream locations. Now, in that line center interference, understand the line signature stream locations of Pluto and direct signal one line system. Plateau line stream locations and set position to its operation of 3 circle locations. Calculation modification, all levels of setting line position, and operation location of ground lines. Triangulation high center plateaus positional levels of travel set locations out of the equation high interference position of plateaus. Now, direct and line position location operation come in line connections of space academies. So we do a triangulation reline set, high position of program location of settings and directions. Modification, flux capacitor, calculation high interference ground lines, earth line rotation surface. Okay. Now the earth line rotation has no line communication to tether. Tether's off calculation, high position track lines, high center interference. Okay, in set positions. All right, so in that rotations. So and that signifying high position locations. What do you set position location of? White screen high position. Signify position location ground lines. Directing signal position location settings. Erasing communication to a system. All levels of set locations. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now it's cut. Boom. Done. That's it. Now, in the line interference, set position track lines and puts positions all settings back in line interference and position programs. Directing signals, modification setting, grows line signals, modification line position, opens all signal line rotations, correlations, dimensional time cores, high calculation stream location and setting, and location involvements. Directing line position of space capsules, directing line position location of seat pods and set location of travel settings. That my equation. So it's separated for the earth line. Okay. So all the earth line rotation setting, internet communications. Higher levels of volume, low frequency patterns, mediation grounds, high center interference position programs. But now it's in position location operation line setting. So there's a separation line stream. Volumes and communication line center, center position location operation, location setting, position location setting interference. Direct line position location, triangulation, high position location of its operation. Yeah, done my equation. All right. So no more tether. Gone. All right, center communication line streams is direct location of formulas over panel. Now, the panel line interference has to really understand, yes, exactly what it is, Trinity. It's the stabilization. One strength signature stream location settings, right? Positions of colossal calculation line interference and position location setting and direct signal position to operation. So, we get an on-line setting to an operation line set location of the sun and the moon coming in track communication to its setting. Okay? Now, it's interesting to look at the location system. You come into the moon line, sets graph line stream locations, travels in signature lines of 3 positions of patterns. So in that line, the sun goes in position of past, sun position of center, and sun position location of future. It's all set up. Boom. Okay? Now, in that modification line interference, we have a triangulation reset program. Setting position location of patterns in rotation surface, triangulates and reset position location of systems at 8 line settings and 8 positions of space and time, and track communications, all levels of console communication. Now, directing line settings is all levels of how you use the form location high interference. Now, this direct location of your systems and ground lines of operation. Okay, done my equation. Okay, waiting on signal line and position location line settings. We come in line interference. Track communication line settings. We're going to go through line position of travel lines, going back in position location of frame settings. Remember this? The cerebral. All right. Spin the setting line interference of coloration line settings. Coloration of 1, coloration of 2, coloration of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of 8, center position of 9, seed pod line, center location of 10, 10 position of 11, and 12 in signal through modification. Okay. That my equation. All right, so 144 unit line interference and subposition travel lines. We're going to travel that out, gone, but still there. All right, so dimensional dorm lines are coming in sequence, pattern, position, location, your system, and travel calculations. 4 signature string locations. All right. Now we come in this position, location, setting. Okay, it's all levels in expansion, location, system, travel settings. Setting sequence locations aligns the Earth. Set position, location, interference, direction of time sequence, position, locations, all levels. Alpha line position panels, direct state location setting, ground lines, operation, service, location of system. Travel position locations, offline calculations, online position locations, offline calculation in an atom line surface and position attraction. Okay. Now, yeah, well, yeah, but see, the thing is, you're not in activation stream location settings. You have to redirect location of your system. Okay, just go with the flow. So the observation line connections, all levels, incognito line and rotation setting direct system. Please identify yourself in position of track lines. Okay, it's mostly understand what's going on. This is future adaptation locations to get my faculty and my rebellions to the Galactic Federation Light Council. They know exactly what's going on with their same location system, how they come into their own adaptation line conditions, the computer line interference, and their track communication setting to their SETI and position location of operation to the academies and set locations. All right, so when you get out in line position locations, we go through the plateaus. Travel position location one set. Position location of dimensional door lines. Okay, go through dimensional line rotation. Travel line center line interference is really recognized communication dimensional line interference. 2 panels of communications and position levels. Ground lines of operation. Okay. Now, flowing through space, observing academy from air. Yep, that's exactly what it is. All right, so we're going to the modification lines of 12 streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All set position traction. Okay. Now we come into colossal line settings. We set up zero line rotation interference, prior to line interference, travel calculation line, direct signal, position location, operator, surface location, grounds. Direct line calculation setting, direct location system, crossing signals, crossing signals, crossing signals. Okay. Now, to understand how we get position location operation line surface, XC1000 comes in top line, right there. Crosses string, over line rotation, vortex string location, right? Travels lines around signal and position top line sequence and direction, right? Rotates the surface into the center position of operation, right? Scans settings and opens all another track communication and setting in operation surface and travel position of operation set location. Now, getting in line setting and high interference is recognizing the dimensional door line settings and directions. How to use the unifications to all levels of your XC1000 line routers and routers is understand the position of plateau. We set position location of track lines. This opens all set location of crop circles and set position of center. Okay. Now direct location, one line signature streamline sets one dimensional door lines and set position of modification. Put a position location of triangulation line calculation setting to its dome of operation surface and set location. Okay. Boom. Done. All right. So inline setting high position location of faculty is a 144 line string, not direct locations in your set interference. Now the only thing in position location is giving you guys line set location of your keys down. Okay. So we're getting the key master as a gatekeeper line strings. Direct line center interference and position of dimensional door lines opens all sequence patterns. Calculate modified and high interference to travel communication of a setting. So you don't have to, don't worry about it. You're not understanding these things because you don't understand what's going on with your system through location of set location and peer operation. Okay. Dimensional door 1, center lines of 2, position of 3, position of 4, and position of track lines. Now the direct line crosses line streams of location of center position, center line interference crosses stream location of center line rotation. Calculates modified direct ground lines and operation sequence and position of operation locations. Now, getting that high position location is covers and line rotation of 2 panels, position of stream locations. Now, when you get in that line, you come into quartz channels, activation location setting, high interference, and travel position location in one system. Okay. Now, direct line calculation, you come into panels, the operation line set locations of all calculation line interference, position location in your system, and traction. Okay. Now, this gets you into wave line cycle and our calculations of pi. Direct line centers, lines of 0, operation of 0, operation of 0, 0, 0, 3 line condition high setting, position location of 4, lines of high calculation setting, location in line in position, negative over line, position pause. Pause position of track lines, timestamp position location of pi, direction of time series of square lines, x 1000 lines tenor. Y line, J line, high line and positions, all levels, x 1000 rotation surface, new grounds, new operation line condition is dome. Same position location of his dome, 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 and dome is that position of traction. Okay, done by equation. All right. So I'm just setting up sequence patterns, your holographic line calculation instruction lines, how you release your position of programs. So you have one signature in line settings. Now the 0 communication comes in line conditions of tripod. Tripod position location comes into key line centers. Travel communication settings, open modification line center locations, your magnetic highway of its position location, its operation line set location of sun and track communication. Okay. Router line center line and positions operation surface, triangulation reset position of programs, direct line set location of setting, direct modification system, operate at high center interference, crosses signal location across signals. The crossing positions of panels comes into dimensional door and line rotation, 2 panels, communication to setting. Setting track communication lines of 3 triangulation resets, high position of Fibonacci, swirls, line rotation surface, triangulation, high calculation position. Now, this gets interesting because the ground lines, the operation line calculation setting to the Space Academy is going to 8 central lines and infinity cycles of its application. Done by equation. Okay. All right. I know it's getting complicated, right? I don't expect the new viewers to understand these things. Just watch the observant location of channels. So it's like you're looking outside and you're seeing everything inside, but you're outside looking in. Okay. Okay. Let's see here where we are through line position or settings. Wow, this is a lot. Okay, Chris communication and Gypsy, and all of the Heather position location of Tina position location and line centers. Andre, line interference, Gypsy position location and centers, battle. All along center, high positioned operation surface, all direct signals. So we're getting into complication now because the thing is people are not just coming home, but they're coming back home to what they are. It's allocation. But they understand the holographic sim, how it works in set locations of their settings, all through modification. Triangulation resets. Okay. So in that position locations, that's where there comes the keys lines. So we gatekeeper lines of 1, gatekeeper lines of 2, gatekeeper lines of 3. 1 lines of 2, 1 lines of 3 position. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Center position location of the 30-mile line, center the high position of travel lines, box line interference, triangulation reset position of programs, 2 box line centers, 1 triangulation relines, high calculation setting, direct lines of panel communication lines of 0, 0, track communication of hanger, and position of traction. Okay, very complicated stuff. Now, in that line condition, the hanger, the line rotates its surface, triangulates the location of the sun in the opposite location system of travel settings. Okay. Now, in that high interference, we back a line sending high position location of its moon, that surface location setting and hydraulic location setting. Okay. Now, in that line interference, we change the 2-line communication to 3, sets 3 lines of 0, operates location of box, triangulation high center, atom line rotation to another box, and triangulation of 3 box line center location of setting directions. Okay, that way equation. So I'm seeing 2 ships, flight, circulation, core, guardian. Can you identify these 2? Yep. Well, it's all identification of your system through a holograph locations. But the connections on levels is understanding the holographic alliance location, not just the sim guys, not just the avatar, but as you coordinate high interference to your higher self. Higher self is grounding in the lines of your earth perception. Because if you don't understand your moderation, if you don't understand your earth monitoring, if you don't understand your heat signature patterns, if you don't understand your set locations, your ripple effects, or any line condition setting, or why your hands are shaking, or the line position locations, you're not connecting to your higher self, the provision. But that's all levels of formula equation setting. Okay? Okay. So that's going to be way down signal. We come back in modification line stream. Now we come in line interference. Remember this in signal location towards awakened line setting location attractions. You guys have never line interference position locations, right? What do you think is coming together in a line position of track communications? All levels on never line interference. Track communication with system, right? This is all line signatures from location setting to the Mexican school. Remember, we're all coming back to each other. Triangulation reset position of atom line settings, on dome line centers, structure position of buildings, track line calculation of the 3-line rotation surface. Direct lines and line signatures position of program settings come into correlation with direct signals and position location modification. Okay, done. All right. Okay, so that comes in line signature stream locations, and we come back in line center locations. Gardens of Eden, the Rose Gardens, Heavens on Earth, Asgard. All signature stream locations all open to line conditions for 5,000 line settings and 5,000 year location settings. The open doors are open inside locations, right? 5 generation location systems, interaction, right? But in that position locations, what do we have to do? Separate. All right, there it is, separation. Separation, separation, separation. Boom. So what does that do now? Oh boy. Triangulation line centers have position location open doors, set position track lines, and 3-line position location setting. See the intelligence position on center line rotation. Now the separation of the Earth is gone. Boom, done. Flash. Fugazi, woozy. All right, line position location, center line interference, coloration patterns, signal height, position location, measure, line and rotation setting, location track lines, weight racing lines, calculation time, position location, measure, correlation interference, calculation high velocity density, position location, losing signal, position location modification. All right, so signify, high position of track lines, coloration line settings, position location, operation surface, change the coloration back, and position location, operation set locations. So we come back on the color, line position locations, but we white screen the line calculations to Asgard. Comes into all calculations to its invisibility line stream. Mega pass. All right, so that's going to travel out. Boom, all done. Many dragonflies around me earlier. That's great. Yep. Well, I'm just telling you exactly how we keep the frames and line calculation setting to its direction locations, McCall. So directing line calculation settings. So get the keys to your universe locations to the particle system location of all levels of prodigy and highest end location of your system. Comes in line setting. Now this direct locations to your keys. Now you're in that line condition at all levels, so you have to understand how to use it through Cerebro. Cortex streamline position attractions. Okay, so we go in line interference, we go through dimensional door. Well, let's go in position location of setting. Modification to a system. There's a dimensional door. Here's you and traction, communication. Traction, 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 traction. Okay. Now, plasma line ground, rotation line surface and positions. One ground set location of setting. Now, in that line position locations, travels through, travels through, travels through, travels through, and travels through. Okay. Comes back in the sun line, rotation surface at 3 set location of 4, and 5 lines to set location of 6 and 7 and 8. All right, center position locations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, done. All right, so unification lines of the sun line and triangulation reset position of program locations to your higher self and your calculations to your avatar and your sim is now merged into one. Boom. Congratulations. Also, line condition of faculty. Not only you're in 144 line set of future adaptation surface, but not just in light year set location settings, but you're retracking line calculation setting interference, visification, and perceivable. Now, the perceivable cortex has an effect in a cosmic line stream. That's direct location of your dimensional door line set location system. Now, you're working with 144 million dimensional door lines in set location line system and 8 provision of set location. So you did it. All right, washing line streams and set location line system. Okay, so coursing through channels. Yes, it's incredible Trinity. Now, getting into your lines of keys, we get 3-dimensional door lines, one position of 2, one position of 3 set locations, 3-dimensional doors. Now you get one position location of 3 handles, a set position of travel calculation settings. Now you get 3 keys, set location system, travel line, set line, and position location operation line center. There's the first key. First key opens line connection on standard position of the past. Past line set location line interference equal ends of faculty. All right. Track communication line centers open up door line rotation surface and ground lines of operation in Windows set. There it is, done. Past triangulation high surface location of one key, but you're getting three. One line centers the key, inline calculation setting through pi, direct signals and triangulation. Modification line setting location of two line centers, three line rotation, four position, five sets. Triangulation high center interference, center position location of key and set location setting. All direct signal position. All right. Modification, open up the door line, signal line interference, indirect signal, calculation position location. Center calculation of key is not set position traction. All right, future adaptation line stream and high positional form. Future adaptation line condition of SIN, formula location setting, equal line calculation faculty. Rebellion lines, galactic variation line cancel. Well, set location system. Use the key to open all signal. Opens up the door line, signal line interference, modification line center, sun in position to its operation service set location. Now, direct line in positions cross the stream, half pipe high position location lines of past, present, and future, a line connection system. Magnetic highway information line stream in all position location to its setting and directions. Congratulations! Woo! Got your keys to the universe. Okay? That's all it's all set up. Okay, now we're going to wait on that signal because we come back in modification line settings and direct locations, how to use it through electron fusion. T reception lines as streams and settings is really understand how to see location your settings through perceptions through pi, face recognition location system, triangulation line interference, high position location, three line settings, and high position operation. No, it's not Halloween. Okay. One signature lines, planet line rotation surface, triangulation line interference, and position location of Jupiter. Jupiter line signals its position of plateau and line position location of three lines of measure and position of flux capacitor, three set locations. Setting communication, no, it's not a clown. Calculates high interference, browse adapters, and two central communication setting and directions. Modification line streams, center, rotation, surface, and traction. Now, direct and line scales, position location of three, and position location line interference and track communication setting at all levels. No, it's not a pumpkin. So in track communication line interference, crossing streams and set location line centers, an 8-line rotation surface and triangulation, a reset position programs. Crossing stream location in the opposite direct location setting, an 8-line rotation interference and track calculation to its setting. Direct position location of programs and line condition of flux capacitor communication in dimensional lines of realms and high center interference of sun line rotation surface and magnetic highway information channels. Direct line calculation setting in your pyramid line rotation surface and reset position of programs in calculation modification to a system and all calculation line and film strip position location line settings and new pyramid activation stream location of setting. Done by equation. It's all set up. All right, so flying rickshaw time sequence. Gone, but still there. Bracket communication line settings, 0 lines of 1 and position locations of 1. 1 line signatures, high position locations, and equal line calculation at decimal line 1. So that's position of negative or positive and set location. So we take the negative line and position locations in one line, travel calculation of 2 panels and position of traction. Tracks lines of 2 lines, high center interference and the sun. There's the sun, right? Comes in line, center line rotation, the surface, and the triangulation reset program and set location. Okay. Now, directing lines, the sun goes here, sun goes here, sun goes here. New earth line rotation, center position of traction. Now, in position location, your higher self is out of the signature patterns. Calculates the higher lines of the levels, high position location of line settings in 2 panels of 0, 0, track location of 4 line signatures, and line condition of 3. 3 signal and line interference of 2 track location, 8 line calculation of 3 sets and 7 position locations, 8 line signature, 8 lines of patterns, 8 line rotations, 8 line system. Done by equation. All right. All right. So we wait on signal because we're going to come back to that. Then we go back to this location. All right. So we have the equations on the ground lines, service location of ground centers, and center of communication with settings. Okay. Now, in that position location, come into the energetic dome. See the energetic dome sequence? All right. Now, in that system aligned interference, we change the correlation setting directions. In this position, to this position to that position. Okay? Done by equation. Look how powerful that is. All right. So that's going to travel out. Boom. Okay, so there's a reason why we plotted line interference, traffic calculations, high synonyms, location operation line system. Then we come into this line set locations. The tesseract. Okay, open signal lines of the sun, comes back and track line calculates high interference at vortice position of travels. Directing line calculation of code waving, line rotation, center position operation at capsule stream locations. Directing line calculation setting and direct signals comes all calculated to a system and travel communication. Okay, done by equation. All right, so that's going to travel out. Boom, still there. You saw the flash of white light? Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing what we're doing with the formula equation line set in high position of your system. So the connections to the faculty, the position locations to line setting interference, you guys have your three keys now: past, present, future. Now, as you understand how to use it in position location of three-dimensional door line settings through 144 track communications of dimensional location setting in perceptions and how you see it through T reception line calculation. Okay. So this is where you come into modifications, right? So universal line interference, there was one thing in line position to go, line rotation of three sublocation of the settings, the travel lines, 8 doors, is the alpha line rotation, travel calculation line interference, line condition of 0, 0, and 3 sublocation of settings. Yeah. Coming in line interference, jump scars in position of dimensional door lines of 1, in track location of 2, in track location of 3, 1, 2, 3 set line conditions of 4, 4 lines of 5, 5 signals of 6, 6 lines of 7, 7 lines its rotation of 8 in set location line system, infinity line rotation of its dome in set location. Okay, done by equation. So the infinity set of line condition, we take the 7 lines and high center to 5. There's the pi. Calculation high positions, there's the pi. Calculate high positions, there's the pi. Right? Position track lines. Center line interference, XT1000 comes on line signal. Crosses string through 8. Travel lines downshift line cross lines. Opens all panel lines and new travel communication setting. Picks up the console communication of 3 lines and sets position location back to the moon. Okay? Done by equation. So, all right, that's going to trouble out. So I've set up a lot of formula equation lines and interference. Now you guys have to learn how to use your past lines, your presents, and your future lines to your 3-line calculation of your keys. Okay, so you got a 12 ground line center, you got a 24 line position, and you got a 48 window, and you got a 72 graph screen, and a position of 144 line condition, of course, a grid. You start with that line of its basics. So it's all calculated, modify how you really start to put your position location, your settings, all through one signal, 2 positions or 3 track location. So, yeah, Fibonacci traction line settings of the gamma crystalline. Yeah. But now you really understand your settings because you guys have your keys to the universe. You just have to learn how to use it through the grounds, through the powers, and through your positions of the average location settings. Okay. Position locations are levels of clock location. All right. Steady track lines of 12, line position of 24, and a 48 line window. Crosses the lines of 72 into 144 and track communications and directions. 140 lines of 1 position of 2 panels. Directing line calculations of 4 over 2. That's calculation line interference. That's negative over lines of pi in position locations in a 40C communication. Triangulation line position location with setting in line connections to your pyramid rotation. Okay. How to use this signify lines of ground lines, operation surface, all calculate your sun and track communication in 7th position of operation. Boom. Done by equation. So, how's everybody doing so far? Having fun? So everything I said through formula has to travel out because it's got to go back to its line sys location of its holographic setting. Okay? There's a reason why. So we get a 45-degree angle, 72 graph screen, and to 140 grounds. Okay. Now the 140 ground, 144 line interference, you got a calculation of 0 lines. It gets complicated, but it's fun. 0 line rotation, 0 calculations, and 0 lines of point system. Graph line calculation high setting. Triangulation resets in 3 line positions of operation, right? So this is where you put the colors of conduct, correlation, setting, paint by number. 3 lines of center lines of 0, position location of plateau, track location is in position location setting, a box line rotation surface. Triangulation height calculation line interference in its dome setting, position of travels, travel calculation of plateaus, position location of plateaus, position location of plateaus, triangulation of 4 lines of triangulation height interference of theta, position of traction. All through 144 line setting. Okay? That my equation. That's going to travel out. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up formula string location in your systems. One track lines, but position location is 144 grounds. Okay, 140 grounds of 0, 140 grounds of circle, 140 ground line set location atmosphere. Okay, you guys are in 3 panels of communications of 3-dimensional doors and center position location of past, present, and future now. Directions of communication of 3 line signatures, 2 line patterns, and 1 line ground location position of travels. Position locations comes into 3 line signatures of the sun and rotation surface. Triangulation height interference. Sun comes this way in line conditional levels of surface position location 12 line interference of travel calculations. Direct and highest center interference of 144. Crystal grids of plateaus and position location at 3 settings in set location. Boom. That my equation. Okay. You guys have to get used to the 144 grounds now. Okay. So that's going to travel out. All right. Yeah, but see, that's exactly what it is. It's calculated to higher self, positions to its earth, and the avatar to its GOD, and the sim through navigation of the mind through surroundings, right? So it's kind of like if you look at a box line screen, okay? Box line screen. So understand the position of 4 corners and line interference attract communication to a setting. Okay, you recognize the walls, and line conditionized center, the center position location of you up through operation, and triangulation height position the ground lines and position to a setting. Okay, so it's all about understanding you surfacing in center position to its operation. So every time you get in line interference, you're setting your communication setting to your ceilings and position of process. Okay, so it's all about recognizing where you're going through your travel lines at center position of operation. Okay, travel communication of 3-point systems into your flux capacitors and travel calculations. Downshift cross line string locations. Electrical lights, center position of track communication of telepathy. Okay. So I really want you to understand your formulas, equations now, because you have to really understand how to reconstruct the design setting. It's very powerful what you guys are coming into now, because you got the keys to the universe, but you have to understand the grounds of 144, the cycle of line conditions setting location of 144 through circle, and direct locations at 144 through atmosphere location system. Because each dimensional door has a different line calculation lock line sequence. Correlation says 2 panels, 3 lines, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 platforms. Directing lines of signal. Okay. Each one has a graph line setting, indirect signal, position of operation. Okay. You have to learn how to set position location of pi and direction of time sequence and position location. Okay. Now, once you get in that lines, it explains line calculation of your dimensional door lines of the past position locations. Your future is always in center of operation. Okay. And calculation. So that's your past, that's your future. And the center location is you in the center in position locations. You're always in the center. So you communicate through the triangulation of set location of setting. Okay. So understand that line interference. Your center communication comes in this lines of the sun and the moon that attracts communication to its past position of attraction. Now, in that position location, to come into the past line, you change position location of the line interference into its future adaptation of a surface location. That's how you travel through a 144 grounds, a 144 cycle line communication of circles, in set location and line centers, and 144 graph screen location your space anomalies, and set location your atmosphere location, sending your magnetic highway information system to its location of 3-dimensional door line set location of past, present, and future through its key set location setting in its dimensional location system in your universal location vibration. Mega pass. Okay? Very powerful. Okay? Hanger settings operation 6870 over half pipe. Okay, let's go on that line setting interference. We'll wait on the signal because they're going to come in back line rotation interference. Setting position of a hanger. This is a hanger. That's a hanger. Okay? This is your holodeck. 2 signature strings. Holodeck. Okay, this is your holodeck, center position operation. Holodeck. See? Look at it. That's a hanger. All right. So in position location, setting operation of 68. 68 is in the center position of operation. All right. Now, understanding how to use the 6 is modification of travel settings, which is a half pipe through the moon, center position of track lines, in position location to ground lines, and center position to its operation surface. Okay? It creates the dome. It creates the dome. Okay? That's what it does. It creates the dome. That's the location. Okay? So now you understand why you have a hanger, equal line calculation line, and how it becomes a hanger calculations to a holodeck and high position of travel lines into 68 positional location system and a line calculation setting to a panel correlation setting direct system and position of track lines. Coming to position location setting in all levels of calculation. Okay? Triangulation reset to grounds. So what you're doing is you're correlating high line rotation surface and travel communications. Okay, you're directing signals of panels in the 12 signature pattern communication lines and interference and ground communication. Operation line, position location, higher levels of high calculation of the ball sequence. Boom. All through 68 through a hanger. Okay? All right, so really understand the structure is to really understand how to use the letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols through all design line interference, right? It gets all tricky. Tricky is good through box line and position locations. So when Principal Lyra is basically putting up schematics through the connection of its academies, it's setting direct location of signals in position location of 60 of coloration, right? Box line, box line, box line, okay? So all 8 box line rotations, there's a half pipe sequence in direct signal to its location. A travel sets position location to its levels. Sun comes in, security line, defense lines are tuning location of settings. Now, you take the 6 in line and travel calculation line and positions, opens all signals to your set position to its operation surface and set location. Okay? Now, there's a 4 signature string, 1 position, 2 position, and 3, and position of 4. Okay? Opposite direction to the sun comes in line, center line communications to its setting. So you really have to understand how to travel through your keys now. It's going to get complicated because now you're creating holographic structural location designs through 144 ground, 144 cycle line communication setting through cycles in a high position of circles into 144 atmosphere of space modulation, all through modification. Okay? Okay, so you have 1 signature string, 2 panels line interference, 2 hangers line interference, travel calculation of 3 set location line settings, 2 operation line interference of the star system location of system. Now, you have to learn how to construct this line conditions to your 13 graph. Remember the 13 graph? Center position of star, hanger line rotation, position of traction, hanger line rotation and traction, 2 panels position location line system, and position location line setting to your hanger communication. Right? You start with 13 graph, your higher self. It's correlating high interference of your Earth. Earth reacts line settings in position of ripple effects, line conditioner setting to your emotional system locations. Okay? So there's a lot of things you have to be understood to be understanding line conditioner settings. Okay? But I'm just showing you how you go through it, your dimensional doors, a position location system, and travel calculation line setting to your cerebros. 3 central calculation lines and 3 different keys and position location settings. See, once you get into that, then you get into your holographic location of its design. Travel its position location to its system. Okay? Center calculation of the sun and position location of its moon and set location of travel. So you're constantly creating sun and rotation surface in the moon line center and interference and travel can be keys setting direction. Going from this direction to that direction. Okay? But the center operation of the center stays in the center position of your dimensional line setting. There's 3 keys, past, present, and future. The center is always in the center. It's not up. It's not down. It's in the center. You are in the center. You stay in the center. Mind only shifts. Nothing else. Your Earth does not shift. The mind shifts through navigation. The heart goes to the time setting. And the body goes to the fall of communication, of consciousness. Directing lines and set location line centers, dimensional door lines. Set the position of travel communications. Okay? Very powerful, very powerful. How are we doing so far in position? Earth setting, resistance, I feel, staying calm, focus on frequency codes from, okay. Yeah, 0 is all position of track lines, future adaptations, 10 locations. So she knows exactly which dimensional door she's going through. 3 communication settings, position locations. Center position is you. Center position is you. Center position is you in triangulation of 3 set location. Okay? So it's understanding the dimensional doors. This is you, this is you, this is you, this is you. All position of track communication setting, direct signal through location system. Okay, traveling through. Traveling through, traveling through, traveling through, traveling through. Right? Different perceptions of you going through different dimensional doors, different dimensional doors, different dimensional doors. Okay? So once you understand that, then you understand the hotel of your set location, your rooms. One big hotel and one position and one cerebral. Coursing channels of 2 box lines, panel line rotation surface, triangulation resets, position of center of 0, operational line calculations of panels, and 2 battery set locations of position location interaction. Now, you look at the cloud lines outside line interference, that's how it's set up. So in position location line centers, everything's a hologram in set location. Everything is set to a hologram. Everything's set to a hologram in set locations. Everything's set to a hologram in set location of settings. Everything's a hologram. You're creating a hologram in everything that you do through structure, through design. Okay? So once you get into that position location of its operation, you truly understand how to use the letters, numbers, shapes, and symbols. Okay? But now you have to learn how to use the numbers through your line calculation of the 3 lines of keys, correlation height interference of past, present, and future set location. Because you're in 144 grounds, you're in 144 centers, and you're in 144 atmosphere locations. Okay? 3-dimensional doors, lines of 1, 4 line signatures, and 4 string locations. That's position of 4 lines. 2 solar stream location of settings and 12 set location. Travel, right? 1 line signature, 4 streamlets, off calculation of 4 lines. Reverse cycles, high calculations, high position of platforms and communication. See how it's directing different? So backwards, forwards, direct, redirect, direct. So inline interference, when you go through a dimensional door, through your keys, you have to close. Okay? And I'll tell you why. If you open up the door line centers, position location, past, present, and your future. Okay, so it's about understanding location. This is you going through dimensional doors. Now it's on signal line interference. The E-line calculation settings, the Merkaba up, the Merkaba down cross lines. Position of spectrum communication of center line directions into center position operation. Now, positionally your graph lines. Setting direct signals into a triangulation reset program is your pyramid of recharging. Recharging when you're sleeping. So in that position location, you're automatically going through that dimensional door. You're ready. There you are, right? Trying to figure out where you're going. You could be over here, but this is not where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be through these things, signatures. You go through automatic doors that you're supposed to go through. Your program is already set up. You're going through dimensional doors in 144 and track communication setting and all calculation modification to its system. Okay? So when you go through these dimensional doors, you're already recharged set location line settings. So you're going through seconds, minutes, and the hours. Let's say you sleep for set locations and position location of 5 hours. That's 5 million seconds in space. Whoa, 5 million seconds in space in second location system. Track calculation line interference. So you're totally exposed, but you got your force field, you got your energy fields, you're going through the dimensional door lines, you've done your recharging line interference, you're in set location system, and now you're in line calculation setting. Come into your holographic city of all set location every second. You just have to know exactly which dimensional door you're going through. You know how you go through dimensional door? Is what you do through position locations when you're going to your calculation into your perceptions. It's what you see. Is the outline calculations and what you perceive through dimensional door settings. Anything that you see in a 24 line setting, when you get up in the morning, it's in frame, it's stored in frame. So if you're in a positive line position locations, you're going to go right through the doors. If you go to negative line interference, you're going to go through another door line interference that you don't recognize. You don't recognize. Intelligence comes in this line set interference, puts position on track communications, puts line, calculates line interference into a black hole communication setting. Okay? Stay positive in all set locations, going through the right dimensional door lines. Now, recognizing how to use the keys is another thing. All right. So you got a 12 signature pattern, inhibitor line interference in the back of the neck. 12 signatures lines, 0 lines of 1, and position of 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, position of the lines is 6, 7, 8. 9 stays on the bottom, 10 is at the top, 11 is in signal, and 12 is in set location. That's how it's set up. You know why it's set up that? Because it's your pyramid position location to its setting and set locations. Okay? That's how it's set up. Back of the neck. Position of 2 panels, roadway. 1 signature stream location of setting. Direct line calculation setting. 1-way, 2-way, 3-way. Position of track lines. 1-way, 2-way, 3-way. Oh, look at that. Runway. Okay? Now, yeah, for each door setting, major download. Yeah. All right. So in that position locations, you have to protect your number sequence pattern into a crop circle. Sets position of track communications. Protecting through its dome center. Dome center. You protect everything. It's that location. All right. Modification line, center high interference, road graph stream locations, center position operation locations comes into electrical communication. Right? There's a dimensional door right here. Boom. There's a dimensional door. Right? Traffic calculation. There's another dimensional door right here. Well, look at that. Right through the cerebro. Okay. Now, in that signal, come in this line center location. I don't want to be here. I changed my emotional setting. Oops. You got to come back, but you can't go back because the door is closed. So what you got to do is reline center interference. And it's very hard to do when you're sleeping. So in that center line communication system, make sure you know exactly where you are in position locations when you get in your 24 line position location of its mainframe. Try to understand what you're doing through provision locations and take it out of emotional track. You can't have emotional interference when you're going through dimensional doors. Okay, and set location. Okay, so once you get in that line communication to high center interference, you come into 3 calculations of your pi. Okay, indicate high interference 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours right there. Wake up, boom, back to center. 5 hours through pi. 5 million seconds through pi. 5 million channels through correlations of pi. 5 direct lines of pixel activation, stream location, and dimensional line settings of pi. All through 5 hours. Ooh. All set location system and track lines. So you protect the inhibitors, you protect the dimensional line interference, you protect line communication setting, and do not travel through emotional locations because it centers off its location setting to a virus. And when you get up in the morning, you don't feel good. Something's not right. Whoa, what just happened? Ooh, I got a headache. Oh, I got a migraine. Oh, I didn't want to see this. Oh, I don't want to see that. Oh, I'm seeing this. Why am I seeing that? Because you're seeing a frame that you don't want to see. Why? Because you went through a dimensional door that you're not supposed to go through in set location. Okay? So this is going to help you in all ways and forms. You really understand how to go to location settings. Okay, take that equation. Okay, it's going to get more tricky now because you guys have 3 keys now, past, present, future. Now, they indicate line interference. Now, you have a position location of plasma line center. That's the key line resistor. It programs set location near to reception line setting. Set position location center, position location operation location setting. Okay, that's you, right? Looking at 3 screens right away. Box line rotation, center position operation, and future adaptation location. That's what's coming in line setting. 3 frame line settings. Calculates modification and protecting yourself, right? Set positions of 2 panels, protecting yourself in 3 set location of setting. Protecting yourself through rhetorical field set locations. Protecting a line and position of travel calculation setting directions. Protecting yourself, okay? So when you're doing in that position locations, when you are sleeping in that line of interference, you've gone through recharge and you go through 3 screens. You're automatically going through the past, you're going through the present, and you're going through the future right away in set location. Mega pass, mega pass. Now each frame line, center line, condition high system. Now there's 3 track communications, past, present, and future. Now, in that position location setting, you have to understand how to protect the past, present, and future, what you're doing in set location system. So let's say you go through a pass line channel and you don't want to go to that equation line interference. That's going to reset position in your mainframe and put position locations to put you back in a dimensional door of a pass line setting location. There's the dimensional door. What's that going to do? Into lower frequency. Now you're in this position location attraction. Okay, from here to here. Right, all through pass line. Your pass is line centers of remembrance line set location, but it's just reference. Don't bring the pass line because of what happens. It changes the box location of center. Okay, it opens all sequence patterns and the pass disappears. But a new dimensional door comes in. But what is that dimensional door line setting of? Pass. You got a dimensional pass. You got to get that out. That's infiltration. To relates to sending direct signal location of sun to moon operation surface. Okay. So automatic high line interference, mainframe position location of dark matter, dark line stream location of settings and operation. So that changes everything in your panels, all calculating energy door line interference, changes correlation to center ground lines, center position operations, and interference, drive communication into current lines of visitor travels. Okay. I saw the doorknob pin shift per navigation of what timeline sequence I choose. But see, that's exactly what it is. So it's a game. That's all it is a game. That's all you guys have to understand. So you go online communication. So it's like dun, 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 3 levels. Here position, here position, here position, here position. Right? You're going through different levels of games. That's all it is. So each level is a box line rotation. So you have to understand that your position locations, every time you go through recharging, you're going through 1, 2, and 3. You're always going through 3-dimensional doors every single time. So it's knowing how to use the keys and when to use the keys. Center communication line interference. Be cautious of what you do. Be cautious of what you see. Be cautious of what you watch. Be cautious of what you hear. Be cautious of what you touch. Be cautious of what you taste. Be cautious of what you eat. It's all calculated inside location of your settings in position modification. Okay? Very powerful. Center position location, center line, center location, center position operation. Center calculation line, position location, center line interference, position location setting. Direct location at all levels of center position, future activity, location, and position attraction. Now, in that line interference, you got 3 box line screens. Direct save location to center position. Okay? Flux capacitor, flux capacitor, flux capacitor, flux capacitor. All set line, ground lines, operation surface, and triangulation high center position operation. Now, inline position locations, not repeating. Nope. High positioning travels. But I don't repeat anything. You just see it as repeating because you don't understand the dimensional door settings. Track communication doors like confusion line interference is truly understand how you use position your attractions. So that's what it is, Trinity. I'm not repeating, my dear. You just not understand the dimensional door line, center location of your system, past, present, and future. Okay, it's very complicated stuff. But you understand the cerebro, how it's the location of its call, CM sets the location of your settings, the location of your system through modifications. Okay? Understanding the past, understanding the present, and understanding your future through your 3-line signature set location of settings and position location of its operation and set position to a setting. Okay? Knowing exactly all calculated modified. Okay? I never repeat anything. That's a glitch to you. 3-dimensional line, lock line doors. So Trinity, your line interference is 3-dimensional door lines, lock locations, right? That's confusion. So the avatar is here and can't go through any of the doors until it gets back out of the emotional line condition of triggers. It's like, what handle are you going to touch? Because it's going so fast. Your modulation, your string lines, location line center interference is an electrical infusion. Okay? So be cautious what you do to the placebo cortex line calculating send into your system, right? So now we understand of what's going on, right? How to use your keys now to your universe. Okay? 3-dimensional doors. Too much confusion. The avatar is going to be scratching his head and the sense not going to understand anything through navigation. Forget about the higher self because it's offline calculation. Here's your earth. Here's your earth. Here's your earth. You don't want to do that. You want to balance out your lines, your higher self. Keep it straight. 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 Okay? dimensional door, dimensional door, dimensional door. Each dimensional door has a different line pattern. The reason why the dimensional doors are in different line settings is because you're going to different thoughts. Each thought is recognizing your communication setting at all levels of set location. Fusing, relays, cleansing, releasing, wash. Yep. Okay. So let's say Monday comes in. These are your dimensional door lines. Okay. Tuesday comes in over here now. Wednesday comes in over here now, right? Because you're in different thoughts. Your dimensional doors are always changing every second, every minute, every hour. That's why you guys have to see all line position location of his door, of all set location, all lines of all travel position. Then you understand this in balance, right? Then the avatar and the sim can understand. This is your sim. This is your higher self. This is your earth. This is your avatar, GOD. And this is your sim. Mind navigation, okay, of surroundings. Okay, so you understand the 3 triangulation reset. 1, 2, 3 location. All through modification. Center direct signals. Opens all panels, line setting. Security line defense, protecting all location of all dimensional door settings. All through triangulation. Okay, you can get really in that line of interference, coming in this location to its Merkaba, into its torical fields, into its magnetic highway formation, into all position location of your system and track calculations to its setting. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot to learn, guys, but I'm trying to get you to understand the process now because you're so far in the future, but this is the basics for you to understand how to communicate to your universe through all calculations without getting connected to your emotional setting. Okay? Yep. All settings, past, present, future, reset to highest timeline. And that's all it is. This is a direct signal. If you get into this position, you're totally fine. You're totally fine, right? Because that's what this is. Okay? So when you're sleeping, it's like this. You have to put it all together in all set location. Okay? So you go through the dimensional doors. Whoa. Sun comes in, protects the system locations, all levels. You wake up with a great sleep. So in that position, you're creating your line settings. Keep the frequencies high. Creates the dome. Dome stays in. So if you don't in that position to its settings, the frequency is low, low, low. Okay. So your dome, line center locations, or any of that calculation setting goes to lower modification line cycle and set position to its setting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right. So if you get in a beta wave, set position location line center interference, what happens to set locations? Dimensional doors come in, past, present, and future, but it's in the past of the center position. That's not good. You created another dimensional line of another world line rotation, another universe location in your system through your alter ego. Woo! You just change your alteration line setting. Keep the vibrations high. Because if this goes low and it creates an alter ego line set interference, you have a lot of problems when you sleep. Because these dimensional doors will not go forward. They will go back in set location. Imagine that. So dimensional doors are supposed to go forward or they go back. So this is dimensional door line set interference. This is the past. Okay? This is not what you want. So in that position locations, once you extend settings, you go forward in set position to its operation. This is what you want to go through set locations of. Not this. Not its starting position. Your sun and moon will come in. But once you get in that line of interference, the sun protects everything in set position of your track communication, all levels of set location. Okay? See the intelligence? Look, look, look. Intelligence. There's the eyes. There's the neck. There's the body. Woo! Boom. Look. 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 Okay? Intelligence. Whoa. All right? You see it, right? See intelligence, right? You see the neck, see the body? There you go. That's how it all works. So you're creating face recognition. When you create face recognition, it creates line set location. So the dimensional doors open up in panels and you protect yourself more through its setting. Okay? All right, we'll stop there. I'm just showing you, you're in face recognition set location, your settings. But that's intelligence right there. Okay? All right, so I see general, it's like you trip and fall, but the time you think about it, it's already in the past. See what happened, but don't get mad. Look at the future and stay positive. That's the next door. What are you creating through set location line settings and position locations? What makes you have a good sleep is creating a face recognition. And nothing will come in your provisions of your travels. You're always in a face recognition settings, but you're creating it through dimensional doors. See, the whole idea, guys, is to create the door. And when you create the door, you create the structure. And when you create the structure, you create the face recognition. And when you create the face recognition, it comes to its location. Okay? Very powerful set of positions in operation. It's amazing, isn't it? Isn't that all through a dimensional door, past, present, and future? Ooh, pretty wild, eh? All right, so you guys are set up. It's all done. It's all done. That's it. Tomorrow we go into 9 lines of wash lines, streamlines the high center interference. That's where we change the medical line stream interference and your data port stream location of setting. Now the correlation set location of Metatron comes into high set locations. Structure is divine line interference, getting applied to your 144 grounds, 144 cycle line, calculate setting of circles and high center interference into mechanisms high center location of your atmospheres, a 144 line structure location setting, into Trinity line interference, into paradigm shift lines of stream location, high position location of its operation location setting into its paradigm locations of its intelligence. Okay? Hoo-ah. See you in 5.